friends, how are you? I'm the day of the website ilovetricot.com.bar, and today I'm here for us to make our first new tricot scarf. It will be a striped scarf that we won't have to do anything because our yarn already has all the lists we want. I'm going to use Magic Pole yarn from Circulo for this project. This is the number hue 9578 that you find on the Bazaar Horizonte website, and with our discount coupon you have 5% discount on your purchases. Place blog by day. I will leave the store link here in the description and the information in the recipe for this project. Well, the first thing I need then is to choose the yarn I want and the shades of stripes it will make. We learned how to edit there in our first video class. Then, removing the inner part of the ball, which is the part that comes with the Easy Pull system, I will pull a piece of my thread so that we can assemble the stitches. Remember that I am using it for this project. Traditional straight knitting needles, this one here is a 6 millimeter long needle. You can also buy the short ones, which work very well if you don't have much space. Want to knit in bed, stay there as a suggestion. Then we will remove this plate here. You can pull or cut the thread. These are my 20 beautiful, wonderful circus scissors that I belong to my beautiful mother, right people? She's got one dragon and that one has a good peacock. The first thing I will do then is our assembly of the stitches, and this will depend on the width you want for your scarf. Generally, I like to make a scarf that is the width of the person's palm. I am very tall, so my palm from here to here, I will even measure it to see how many people there are. What a big hand I have. Look, 21 centimeter tall from one end to the other. So my scarf will be on average 20 centimeter wide. We will leave a large piece of wire like this to start assembly. And now we are going to make that first point that we learned in the video class, which is the sliding knot. And inside the sliding knot, we will put the stitches of our scarf. So let's ride here with me. Look, a little dot is already on the needle. Let's put the second third. Let me zoom in to show you very cute. Oh, the fourth, fifth, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 10th, 4th, 15th, 16th. Seventeenth, 18th, 19th, and 20th points. So I put 20 stitches on the needle to make our scarf about the width of my hand. Okay, measuring here it seems to get smaller, but when we go down it may get bigger. If you want it even wider, you'll keep putting stitches here. In the measure of your scarf, I left a little piece of thread to finish this end that goes nowhere. If you have noticed that your mount is not very, dancing on the needles, you will make the following mount. Beginners usually have the stitch very tight, so when assembling the stitches, you will take the two needles, hold them together, and do the assembly as if it were a single needle. So again, I do here or not run from this. I put the two needles inside the stitch, and now I'm going to assemble the stitches here as if I only had one needle. So this one here, be careful not to miss any points. That's the second one. This right here is the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth. You have to stick together all the time. And this is the 10th, 11th, second, third, right? Fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, and 20 stitches now placed on my two needles, and now we're going to remove one of them. And so we force our assembly to be very soft in knitting. That's great for you who has the tight spot. Let's rotate the job, that tip that goes nowhere. If it is too long and is getting in the way and confusing you, you can cut it to about 12 inches, 30 centimeters of thread. This here is enough to finish. And we will now start on the right side, the first. Point of our career, we're going to make a whole scarf in stitch knitting. So here we will take the needle, put it on the first stitch, we take the two threads together and we will weave the first stitch. So pay attention, I put the needle on the first stitch, I'm holding it, look with my left hand, I take all the threads and loop the needle. I made the tricot stitch with the two threads. Let's do this 4 more times. Then I take the two threads and make a tricot stitch. I take the two threads, I make the third stitch, I take the two threads, I pass one more stitch, and here I made 4 stitches that were so double. From now on you can abandon this small end and stick with only the thread that goes into the ball. And so we will continue to knit stitch throughout our career. Let me improve that focus a little bit. Oh, we don't keep our hands tight when knitting. We always try to keep the stitches lighter so that they don't creak and that you don't have difficulty weaving, so your wrists and hands don't get sore, okay? When you're coming to the end of your first career, I came here in the last 3 little points. Let's finish the career normally in knitting stitch. Beware of the last point, it tends to slip. Safe is if he in knitting, when we finish a knitting stitch career. Now we rotate the needle by placing it in the other hand. We bring the stitches closer to the tip of the needle without letting them fall. So I hold everything here with my left hand. The empty needle goes to my other hand, and we will repeat the exact same thing. Only from now on, when I go down the first, I'm not going down, I'm just going to put it on the needle and pass without knitting. From now on we continue with the knit stitch normally. Day, why did you do that? Because our scarf will be finished on the side, much more beautiful when we pass the first stitch without weaving. And that's a finish. It is not mandatory that you do it in your scarf, but follow the tip that you will see, that it will be much more cute. Much better finished doing this, it's just the first point. Okay? That we pass without weaving the others. We test in tricot normally, and here I am arriving in the part of those stitches that I made with the 2 yarns. Look at it. You see them here? The 4 double stitches. Always take the 2 legs together because they are double, but they are counted as just 1 stitch O. So I take it again here. O, take it together to make the knitting stitch, and the last stitch I take together, spin the work. Now, as we went and came back, we come back here to labor law. We made a knitting cord. Career goes, cord when it comes back. So we will continue doing this last career that I showed you. We will pass the first stitch without knitting, and we will follow the other stitches in knitting until the end. Only this we will repeat throughout our scarf. So I'm going to knit this way, and then I'll give you a hint of how you're going to know the size of your scarf, the width. I already said, now we're going to greet you. But first, I'm going to knit our scarf here. I really hope you are enjoying this video, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel. Your support means a lot to me. I'm getting here at the last point. I knit it normally and will continue to knit my scarf. When he grows up, I'll show you how we're going to keep him right, and I'll come back to show you how our scarf is looking. I'm going to take this little paper here that I like to keep if we want. Then know the color number and other information. I have here the list that I'm stopping, which is in this yellow color, and I still have enough material to make the fringes of the scarf here, guys. My scarf is very big because just one ball makes a scarf of more than 2 meters, which is a very long scarf, okay? So look at it. He comes here on the hopscotch list going white. Then it makes the pink stripe moving to the blue stripe. From the blue, it goes to the gray stripe and becomes yellow again. When you want to finish off your scarf, you just make a finish. I'm going to use a finish here in knit stitch, but you can choose the finish of your preference. To finish, we will make the first stitch in knitting. We return it to the needle of the opposite hand. We take together, we descend a knitting, we return it to the opposite hand, and we take together, which becomes 1. I take 2, I descend a knitting, I return, I take the 2, I descend into knitting, I return, and so I will do throughout my knitting journey. I arrived here at the last point. What do? I'm going to pass the stitch for the last time to the left hand. I'm going to take these together, knit, and now I have only one, this one. I'm going to lengthen, pulling the needle up. Now I'm going to leave it here and get some scissors. With scissors in hand, I will cut. The wire leaving approximately 30 centimeters short, and this end I'm going to go through inside the hoop that I made. And so we lock the last stitch, and now I will show you how we will make the fringes. It is important to define, do you want a longer bangs or a shorter bangs? Because we're going to cut pieces with the leftover thread exactly to form the fringes. So if you want a bangs this size, we're going to need a piece that's twice the size. So we measure like this. Oh, I want a 30 centimeters bangs. So cut pieces of 60. I want a fringe of 20 centimeters, so cut pieces of 40 because the fringe is applied with wire bent in this way. So I will leave a fringe of approximately 15 centimeters. Then I will cut pieces of 30 and come back to show application. And how many pieces were needed? So I took here an old CD sleeve because it's basically the size I would like for mine. Fringes is an approximate size, and I gave here turns with the wire around the material. And now I can cut, so I'll take it here. So I use this here as a template so I don't have to cut piece by piece and avoid the mistake of too many pieces, right? So here are many and many and many pieces. I decided to use only the white part to stay uniform my bangs. And the placement you can do with a tapestry needle, with your own knitting needle, because what are we going to do? I'll zoom in and I'll show you. You're going to take these points that are at the base, and you can use both this side and the other side. which is easier for you to visualize, okay? We're going to take this row that has these hearts lying here. And it is in these lying hearts that we will put the fringes. Then I'll show you the placement. You can start wherever you want, okay? I'll take this little spot here that's lying down. Were you able to identify yours? Take a look at your work. See that here we have, oh, one heart, another heart, here another, another. Which one you want to start, because we're going to put the bangs on all of them. So you take the two pieces of the little heart lying down, you take your little piece of wire there, and you're going to bend it in half like this right here. And with the help of the crochet needle, you will pass it inside the stitch that we pulled. Once this is done, I like not to have to cut the fringe, to equalize the tips and pass them inside the point in this way. And we repeat that in all these little dots of the base. I will leave here for a few more minutes in the video the record of how I keep putting the fringes, remembering that they are optional. In terms of size, shape, and quantity, you can nail 2 strands together or just one like I did. Thus, our scarf is complete. I use a tapestry needle to hide the little thread in the corner of the finish. This way, you won't worry about it showing when you wear the scarf. Did you like this recipe? Do not forget to support my work by leaving a like, subscribing here on our YouTube channel, and also leaving that comment more than cool if you made this scarf, if stayed when a doubt. Comments are open to you. Okay? I'll stay here remembering that we have more recipes and video knitting classes from beginner to advanced on our website omotricot.com.br. If you like my work, also know my website for subscribers of Jardim de Novelos at omotricot.com.br and have more information. See you in the next video. Thank you very much for your affection, and until next time.